Rev up your engines! Okay, everybody's whining. Cars are too expensive. Well, if you're like the man who just bought this 2023 Corolla Hybrid, maybe you should think about a little traveling. Now, he looked at them in Nashville, Tennessee, and they said, we can't sell you one of these new hybrids for less than $30,000. So the man used his head. He went to cars.com, he looked up prices, availability, and then, of course, he used his brain, and he calls to make sure it's real. He ends up buying this thing in Colorado for $23,000. They wanted $30,000 minimum in Nashville. Plus, he had a ski trip thrown in. Well, he paid for that, but still, he saved so much money, it really didn't matter. There's always deals somewhere. He flew from Nashville to Colorado, skied, picked it up, and he drove it back here. So don't think it's impossible to find a good car. Use your head, use your phone, use the internet. Now, as you know, I'm not the type of person that really likes brand new technology in cars. These Corolla Hybrids, they're pretty new, but they really aren't as we look under the hood. Okay, does it look familiar? Well, it should, because it's a Toyota Prius. Basically, they decided to put a Corolla body on a Prius, engine, transmission. It's all Prius. Now, they've been making those things for over 20 years. They've sold millions of the things. It's pretty tried and true technology, especially if you buy a brand new one. Now, buying a used one with 200-something thousand miles on it, you're starting to gamble. Generator goes out, costs thousands and thousands. Batteries cost thousands and thousands. But brand new, these things come with a pretty good warranty, and it's Toyota quality from Prius. It's not like, okay, we just decided to make a Toyota Corolla Hybrid. We started over. What if we screw up? No, it's just a Prius with a hybrid body on it. Because, if you think about it, people don't like the Prius. They got that tree hugger image. They want to be in a regular car. Well, guess what? This is a regular Toyota Corolla, only it's a hybrid. You can see, he's going to register in Tennessee, but he bought it in Colorado. He admits he drives like a maniac. He was driving 80 miles an hour coming here, right? But even at 80 miles an hour, he got 49 miles a gallon on the highway with the thing. Even driving like a maniac in town, he gets 54 miles a gallon in town because the hybrid regenerates some electricity. So, it is a phenomenally economical vehicle. And for the 23 grand he paid, man, this guy knows how to make a deal. Look around for deals like that. Don't accept what they tell you. There's a recession that's coming, right? Now, the last thing that companies do is lower their prices. They'll keep their prices high. If everyone out there refuses to pay those prices, the prices start coming down. For example, if you're a cheapskate like me and you're looking for a used car, you notice the wholesale price that businesses pay for the used cars has dropped a ton. They're not really lowering the asking price. So, guess what? Don't pay the asking price. If they can't sell them, too bad. They'll have to lower the price. That's the only way they can sell the things. Now, the guys in Nashville on this new one refused to come under 30, so he took a trip to Colorado and paid 23. In one particular area, one car may not be as popular as it is in another. If you go where there's a bunch of rich people, they're not going to be driving Corollas. They're going to be buying Teslas because they got money and they're fools, right? And this guy's foolish because he got the LE. He says he didn't care about all the bells and whistles. If he wants them, he'll add them on him himself. You can do whatever you want later. Okay, these don't look bad, of course. They're just plastic hubcaps on a steel rim, but they look fine. Plus, if you're as cheap as I am, you love steel rims because you hit a curb, you bend the steel rim, you get a little sledgehammer, you can whack it back straight, it'll work fine. Guess what happens with an aluminum alloy rim? You hit the rim, you break the alloy rim, it might be $500 or $600 a piece. You'll wish you had steel rims then. There's a lot of stuff like that that you don't really need. If you want it later, go ahead and buy it. Just like a fancy stereo system, right? You're gonna pay through the nose for, you know, Android CarPlay and all that crap. You can go out and buy an Android for $150 that does anything you want it to do. They're always ripping you for high-end extras in a car. Add them later. Now, as we go around, you can see it is a classic Corolla. It's an economy car, but they've really improved their interiors. We turn it on. Not ready to drive. The little Toyota screen comes on. You don't hear anything because it's in EV mode. So it's just electric. You won't hear anything. And it tells you EV there. Now, it doesn't have a sunroof. It's a base model. But, hey, These are very comfy seats. They're ergodynamic. Does have the electric parking brake. I don't like that, but they're making them all that way, so you got no choice. And as we look in the back, it's a typical Corolla economy car. I got this seat all the way back, and it's still got a little bit of room. You put them up, there's plenty of room in here. And it's got charge ports in the back. You can flip the seats down. Now we'll open up the trunk. Small car, big trunk. A lot of space in here. You'll notice what they're doing with all the cars now, and that is, there's no spare tires anymore. This guy's no fool. He signed up for roadside assistance on his insurance, so somebody else can come fix his flat tire. But if you're like me, make sure you got an air pump in your trunk and a repair kit in your toolkit. So if you get a nail, you can fix it. Pull it out, put a plug in, and away you go. I just think it's kind of crazy not putting spare tires in. Come on, eventually something happens. You get a flat tire. It's nice to have something you can put on and drive it somewhere instead of waiting around, because they didn't want to put a spare tire in the car. Of course, it's cheaper to make them that way. I got people bringing me $70,000 cars. They don't have a spare tire either. I don't know. Some of these manufacturers, I think they've lost their minds. Not only did this guy get a deal on the price, check it out. Made in Japan. My favorite. Now, with the average price of a new car in the United States being a tad short of $49,000, he paid less than half of this for the whole car that gets 49 miles a gallon on the highway, real driving at 80 miles an hour. I'll just hook this little scanner up here for a second to show you some of the complexity. And here we go. It's looking up stuff. Now, this has no code, so we're just going to go through the powertrain. You can see engine control, hybrid control. It's got all kinds of data. And you want to talk about all kinds of hybrid data? Just the hybrid data. Check it out. 230 pieces of data. It will make your head spin. We're talking a complex machine. People may have talked about it before, but now you can see there is an insane amount of data in one of these things. All right, so we got to turn the park off. Got to push the button. I'm not a fan of that, but here we go. And now it's got a nice big screen. The other ones, they had pretty small screens. This is a nice screen. You can see quite well. There, hear it? Now the thing I find is, that often confuses people. They don't know what the heck is coming down the road. It's a weird sound. But now we have an EV mode, so of course, it isn't going to make much noise. But we're going to be going up a hill, so let's push it into drive mode. And they have upped the horsepower of this one. It is a little zippier than the original one. This is a 2023. This one has 138 horsepower. 138, you feel the difference. This is definitely faster than the older Corolla Hybrid that I drove around. A lot of people complain the old ones are too slow. We step on the gas, hey, decent acceleration. Now there's somebody behind us, so this is gonna have to be a quick drag strip. We'll come to a quick stop, and then here we go. Makes a lot of noise, and it does accelerate. It's not bad. I mean, yes, it's not a race car, come on now, but it's got decent acceleration. Now you'll see we're going 50 miles an hour. We'll see what happens when we floor it. It isn't bad. It definitely will pull out of traffic on the highway to pass people. I'm driving like a maniac, and it's still getting 48.9 miles a gallon. And if you're into technology, you can push this crazy button here that'll self-cruise and drive itself. It says adaptive active, pay attention to other vehicles. It's warning you, but we'll let it drive around itself a little and see what happens. It's staying right in front, and it sees the guy in front of us, so look what it's doing. It's slowing itself down by itself. That is pretty cool, I gotta say. Hey, all this for 23 grand. Old Elon, look what Toyota's doing. Nice stop signs too. There's a stop sign that's telling you. Ooh, this car's smart, I'm telling you. We're going too fast because the speed limit here is only 25. A brand new 2023 Corolla Hybrid the guy got for 23 grand by traveling from Nashville to Colorado, where he got that price. He gets that kind of gas mileage, 49 on the highway, 54 in town. They definitely have a lot more oomph. They were underpowered, they made a lot of noise. But that's Toyota for you. They take feedback and use it. So what do? They added more horsepower to this. It's more fun to drive. They aren't software dudes who decide, we're gonna make electric cars for the world. They take their manufacturing seriously. As I showed you with my little scan tool, the technology on these things will blow your mind away. But it's really just a Toyota Prius, everything except for the body. You're getting a little bit lower gas mileage than the Prius because this isn't as aerodynamic as a Prius, but it's also a lot better looking too. So there you have it. a Toyota Corolla that's also a hybrid that the guy paid $23,000 for. Hey, start arguing prices if you look at one. It can pay off. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.